It's funny kind of how the rest of the league can change your opinion on things. And it's when deals get handed out, it's when trades get made, it's how other teams are built, that it makes you take another look at your team. And we're talking football. Trevor Lawrence gets the bag last night. He now ties Joe Burrow for the highest APY, average per year in money. And I just wonder so much, as I do with national stories, you tie this back to the Cleveland Browns. And every time these new deals get done, well, they just keep knocking Deshaun Watson down the list on average per year. People still get hooked up on the 230 fully guaranteed, but Deshaun Watson still top 10 on average per year, but it's not near the level that it was at a point. And I just wonder how much fans look at that and maybe change their perception on Deshaun Watson. I'm going to say this for the 1,000th time, right? This season is all on Deshaun Watson. I've got the team preview for the Browns from Sports Illustrated. Our guy, Gilbert Manzano, went through the Browns. He did ask a very interesting question about the biggest gamble that the Browns took. We'll get to that. But what does he say? Deshaun Watson's got to play well. I've got PFF's most overlooked teams heading into the NFL. Browns on that list. Guess what it comes back to? Deshaun Watson. All of this, as we know, is how he's going to play. He looked good at minicamp. He was throwing the ball all over the place. Great. But when you think about the money, when you think about some of the other deals that are coming up in football, does it make you take another look at Deshaun Watson's contract? And dare I say, maybe even set that aside as we get ready to go for this season coming up. I've got a too early ESPN MLB All-Star roster. There are two locks. It's Jose Ramirez and Emmanuel Clase. But did they get Stephen Kwan on this list? We'll get to that coming up. Still got basketball to get to. Just came out this morning from I saw it on Bleacher Report. I think The Athletic. All right, hang on, sorry. Pull it up here. What's your favorite sports app? Like ESPN's got a lot. I actually find Bleacher Report pretty good. I get a lot of good stuff from Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I like Bleacher Report.
But they tweeted out Fred Katz on Donovan Mitchell, and the Knicks are cooling on him. I didn't know that they were still in on him. We await a Cavs search. We'll get to that. We got our brackets. Spielberg got to a lead for the best director. We'll get to timeout. We got the morning update and a chance for you to win. If Ryan and I ace the grid today, we are going to do a giveaway for all you great fans out there. It's a beautiful Friday. No better place to be than right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. You made it. Get through the day. Got a busy weekend. We'll get to our NBA Finals. Dude, I don't even want to bet on the Finals tonight. Because watch, the Mavericks will win tonight to try to avoid, but that's probably not going to happen. So we'll get to our bets with that a little bit later with our friends at Tipico. U.S. Open going on. It is brutal out there. There are guys hitting shots to within 6 inches of the cup, and the ball is rolling off the green. Sepp Straka hit the flagstick, made a triple bogey. Like, it is brutal right now at the U.S. Open. I do want to talk a little golf later from this, because I was going to put in time hop, but I retweeted it this morning, that 2 years ago today, Jon Rahm sat at the U.S. Open and defended PGA Tour golf. And he gave all these lines about winning at Bay Hill and winning at Jack's tournament and legacy over money. And where is he now? He's on the Live Tour. Who's the person you root hardest against in sports? Hold that thought. I'll let you think about it. Because I got it. And granted, I'm a big golf fan. Like, basketball, I don't really root against anybody per se. Football, I hate the Ravens. I hate the Steelers. But I think about people, and I think about the Live Tour, man. And I don't know why. They still just annoy me. And I know there's framework for a deal, so maybe we'll get to that a little bit later in the show.
I got it.
You got one? All right, hold that. Write it down. Hold that. We'll get to it a little bit later as we run through some things. So we start with football this morning. Trevor Lawrence gets his big deal last night. By the way, why do you complete a deal at like 6 o'clock at night? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't that be something you wake up and you're like, oh, hey, let's start the day off in the right way? So he gets his money, $275 million for Sunshine down there in Jacksonville. And all this stuff, I always tie it back to Cleveland, national stories and things like that. And I think about it, so he sits now at $55 million a year. he ties, and again, you got to remember guaranteed money versus full value and all that other kind of stuff. Average per year, 55 each for Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. Jared Goff, 53. Justin Herbert, 52.5. Lamar, 52. Jalen Hurts, 51. Kyler Murray, 46.1. And then Deshaun Watson. That is now 8th for average per year on an NFL contract. Now, the thing is, Deshaun Watson, to that point, has not played like the 8th highest paid quarterback. And again, when they signed the deal, there was the shock and the awe, and everybody was, oh my God. And some people said it at the time, and I'm sure this is how Andrew Berry looked at it. This deal will get surpassed. The guaranteed money, no. And that's where I think a lot of people, have you let go of the guaranteed money thing? Like, I guess here's really what I'm dancing around right now. Lawrence got his deal. All these deals from average per year have surpassed Watson. I don't care about the money anymore. I really do not care about the money that Deshaun Watson is owed anymore. They've been able to navigate it. At this point, has it really cost you some player that you thought you were going to get? DeAndre Hopkins, this offseason going to get some free. I don't feel like the Browns have really missed out. They still made the trade for Jerry Jeudy. I know Amari Cooper still needs a deal. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I'm sure Andrew Berry would like more flexibility, but I don't look at the money anymore. I do not care about the money with Deshaun Watson anymore. I just need him to play well. And people want to get on it. Oh, well, he's got to play to a certain level of the money. No, he doesn't. He's got to play to a certain level to get us to the freaking playoffs. The money doesn't matter to me anymore. I don't care. And I know that's the reason he came here. You can say whatever you want about those negotiations and if he was really going to Atlanta and that he didn't know about the 230 guaranteed, my rear end. He didn't know about that 230 when he decided to come to the Cleveland Browns. That's gone. That water under the bridge, way gone at this point for me. I don't care that he's trying to play to a contract value. And there are guys, without a doubt, Myles Garrett, worth every single penny that you spent. Joe Bitonio, worth every bit of that extension. Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, in my opinion, David Njoku, fine. Are you still hung up on the money with Deshaun Watson? Is that something that you still look at and it bothers you? Because it doesn't for me. And what they do this offseason, I know there's some people, Jeremy Fowler just said on ESPN in an article a couple of days ago, he still feels like a restructure might happen for the Browns with him. I've been steadfast saying it's not going to be. You take the chunk out of it now while you can, and you leave yourself a potential out. Don't care. I need him to play to a level to get to the freaking playoffs. And a decision, no matter what, will be made after this season. You know that, and I know that. And there's two things. One of two things will happen after the season with Deshaun Watson. They're either going to get him another extension so he stays here or he's gone. You got to cut him and you got to eat an insane amount of money. I get all. I don't care about the money anymore. So like Trevor Lawrence getting the bag, fine. And you look at it, and again, Ryan, is that a little shocking to you now that Deshaun Watson is only the 8th highest paid quarterback average per year?
I was just thinking when we talk about if Deshaun Watson plays well, you're going to have to extend him. Do you almost feel as though he's, I don't want to say blacklisted, but what other team is, even if he comes out and plays well?
That's a great question.
You know what I mean? Like, what other team is really going to be like, oh, I want Deshaun Watson?
A lot.
You think so?
Yeah, no, a lot. Because, I mean, here's the thing. It's not the same of him leaving Houston. When he left Houston, outside of everything that happened, he was a prize to get because you saw, right, there's 2 years of looking at bad football. And especially if you had another year of, dude, Russell Wilson got picked up by somebody, all right? You know, that's what I'm saying. And then that contract got eaten by the Broncos, and the Steelers picked him up for nothing. I get that. There would be a quarterback-hungry team that would still want him. On the deal that he's on, no. You would have to follow the tact of the Broncos. You eat this a lot, and you just send him on his way if it goes that bad.
But you don't think the Browns could ever play it out on his final year to wait?
I mean, you could come back to him and say, you know, it's the same thing as like Amari Cooper, right? He's holding out a minicamp because he wants a new deal. You know, Deshaun Watson would probably have to do the same thing where he'd say, like, I'm not going to play unless I have a deal in place for the future. And if I'm the Browns, I'm sitting down, have you seen yourself play? Like, you don't have any room here to negotiate. You don't have much legs to stand on. We need to protect ourselves. And that's why at that point, you might as well just make the decision. If you start entering lame duck years of Watson, you might as well just pull the trigger. And that's where it's going to come back to this season and try to find it out exactly who he is. The interesting thing on CBS Sports, so now that Lawrence took that over, they did the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks. You want me to run through them again? We did most of them. Lawrence, Burrow, Goff, Herbert, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, and then one Patrick Mahomes. You want a little sense of optimism? The best career passer rating of that top 10 is, of course, Patrick Mahomes, 103.3. Do you know who is second on that list? The only one in triple digits at 100? Deshaun Watson. Interception, TD to interception ratio. He's got, dude, that's insane. Oh, I guess Jared Goff's played a lot more. Jared Goff's got 185 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins, 270. Mahomes, 219. Lamar, 125. Deshaun Watson's got 118. Playoffs. Trevor Lawrence, 1-1. Joe Burrow, 5-2. Jared Goff, 4-4. Jalen Hurts, 2-3. Lamar Jackson, 2-4. Deshaun Watson is 1-2 in his career in the playoffs. Obviously, none of that coming with the Cleveland Browns. Here's a little trivia question for you. Of the top 10 quarterbacks, who are the only two to not win a playoff game? They've all appeared in at least one playoff game. They're two guys that have not won a playoff game yet.
Out of that list?
Out of that list.
Wait, can you run through it again? Or is that cheating?
I mean, Watson, Cousins, Mahomes, Kyler Murray.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's one. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
I mean, he's been
They're both 0-1.
Yeah.
And his was that epic collapse. Trevor Lawrence is one. That was his one win. They lost the next game. They obviously didn't go to the playoffs. So that is how you look at that top 10. And if you want to look at I would put it this way. And I thought about this question. Of these top 10 guys, do you think Deshaun Watson is 8? Who are the guys that you would take behind Deshaun Watson? I don't think it's Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Right? Okay. Joe Burrow, no. Jared Goff, no. Here are the no's for sure. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes.
I would take every quarterback above Deshaun Watson.
Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Jalen.
Yes.
Justin Herbert.
Yes.
So he is 10th on that list of the highest paid guys.
Yes.
Even though his contract says that he is 8, you would say that everybody else is ahead of him.
Yes.
Okay. Then you fold in the rest of the AFC, too. CJ Stroud doesn't have a massive deal because he doesn't need one. Aaron Rodgers. How's Rodgers not on that list? What's he getting per year? I guess he's only 40, right? I think he's only like 40. So then you start adding up like where you think he kind of plays out for the rest of the AFC. I brought it up from the standpoint of like when Trevor Lawrence got his deal, this is actually playing out how the Browns thought it was going to be. The longer you wait on any deal, the more money it costs you. We see that with the receivers now. And the same thing certainly for the quarterbacks. That's a whole different game. You know, receivers, you're talking millions. Quarterbacks, you could potentially be talking tens of millions of how much you have to spend. Oh, certainly over the life of the contract of how much you're going to have to overspend for a quarterback. They made their bed. You know that. I know that. Here's where it's at. But as these deals keep ticking off, and probably more as the time has gone on, the money makes no difference to me with Deshaun Watson anymore. And it's also, do you really feel like, Ryan, it's hamstrung the Browns from doing other things that they need to do? No, that's, I think, a wizardry job of Andrew Berry. He's been able to manipulate it. Now, the thing is, the manipulation came in with adding the void years and restructuring and moving all this other kind of stuff around. And I think it's a little telling that they haven't done it. I want to ask you a question that might be unfair. Do you think the Amari Cooper situation would put pressure on Andrew Berry to restructure Deshaun Watson? Because you free up money for this year, and Amari Cooper's already under contract. And it doesn't necessarily help you down the road. The restructure actually hurts you more down the road. But as you sit there, I just wondered if they wanted to redo a deal with Amari Cooper and give him a buttload of money like tear up the last 2 years of his contract, I think. Whatever. Tear it up, get him a new one and say, we're going to front end load this a lot because we have the money now. Like, do you think that is big enough with Amari Cooper that it should impact Deshaun Watson and his contract standing?
I mean, I don't think it's a choice.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What do you mean?
I don't think Amari Cooper should have any impact on the Browns' decision to restructure Watson or not. You get what I'm saying? Like, here's the whole point. You need money for Amari Cooper, and here's a big pool of money. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Find something else to do. And it comes back to, do you really think Amari Cooper's going to get another deal from the Browns?
I hope he does.
I hope he does, too. But that could be some real hardball that needs to get played there on trying to explain to him why they don't have a deal for him. And then what? He's going to want to leave? He's going to want to get out of here? Like, there's a lot on that plate, as we know, with Andrew Barrett.
But what if you get to Greenbrier and then he's still holding out?
Keep finding him, I guess. This might get ugly.
But what if he's not? But you need him.
I know you do, but
so you'd have to restructure.
You can't give in.
You have to.
I don't think so.
You're gonna have this year Deshaun going out there without his number one receiver.
I want Amari Cooper out there. I don't have any money, man.
You have to take it from. You have to restructure.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
If you don't have Amari Cooper out there, Matt, you're
gonna have to go with Jerry Jeudy. I'm sorry.
No, you're no. See that?
I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying, but you can't.
Right, and I don't want to live in that world. I hope Amari comes back around
you're
here.
You're essentially guaranteeing that Deshaun Watson isn't. You're basically punting on Deshaun Watson then.
No, I'm asking Deshaun Watson to play to a level that I expect and get something a little more out of Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku and crew.
No.
Oh yeah, by the way, you're not gonna have Nick Chubb for a start of the season. So you're not gonna be able to run the football all the time.
No, if Deshaun Watson doesn't have Amari Cooper, you're pissing in the wind.
Hey man.
No, you don't have.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry, that is the issue that Andrew Barry faces right now.
So then you restructure Deshaun.
That you can't. I'm not doing that.
Well, then
I won't do that. The only player that I would do that for is Myles Garrett. Literally, the only player on this team that if it came down to you had to restructure Watson to keep said player, Myles Garrett is the only answer to that question. I love Amari Cooper.
So you're asking a quarterback who's underperformed, who's through his whole deal here so far, and now you're being like, oh, sorry, your number one option is, he's gone.
That's not my fault. That's Amari Cooper's fault.
That's fine, but if you're the Browns, you already put all your eggs in the basket of Deshaun. You don't have a choice here to take a little bit
You're cutting your nose off to spite your face.
That's fine.
You are sacrificing your future for him. For Amari Cooper, not for Deshaun Watson.
Then you're sacrificing everybody's prime.
It's the situation you're in.
Exactly.
I guess this is where the money would come back. This is where you could come back and say you're really upset about the money, because if you had more, you might be able to get out of this Cooper thing. My best guess, if you ask me today what's going to happen with Amari Cooper, they're going to sit down with him. And again, I would take the hardball tactic of we cannot have this conversation right now. We do not have the flexibility, and we don't have the options right now to make a change.
No, they do.
Hang on. Amari Cooper contract. I really should have this. I should have this. I should have this.
What are you asking about his contract?
If he has 2 more years, then there's no point.
No, this is his last year.
This is the last year.
Yes, this is the last year of the deal he signed with Dallas.
You're right. Okay, that's right. There's void years, but those don't count. And you already had to restructure him to spread money out over the next couple of years.
You're not going out there.
Amari Cooper's on your books over the next 2 years for almost $12 million. Yeah, almost 12, a little over $11 million over the next 2 years when he might not even be here.
Dude, you're not going out there week 1 without.
So then what you do is you go to him and say, the money is unchanged for this season and we'll get you a deal over the next couple of years. Do you know who that then pisses off? Deshaun Watson. Oh, you got money for him. But I would just come back to you. Again, have you seen yourself play? Like,
you'd have some balls.
It's a hard game to play. That's why players hire agents. Agents can be the a-holes. And the GMs can be a-holes to the agents. Now, eventually, that leaks back to the player.
But even if you have to restructure Deshaun, what do you need?
I'm not doing that. Over my dead body, am I doing it?
Dude.
I'm not doing it.
You're not going out there with Jerry Jeudy and Elijah Moore.
But again, it's the restructure helps you for the now. Like, the salary cap in the future, which Andrew Barry's got 10 times better than I do.
Then what's the point of the season if you're just going to
figure out if Deshaun Watson is going to be it or not? And if he doesn't have Amari Cooper out there, I'm going to ask him to do what I expect him to do.
But that's like asking Joe Burrow to go out there and be him without Jamar. I'm sure he'll play well, but you're not winning the Super Bowl.
That's what you got to do, man.
Oh,
sorry.
No.
Welcome to it. You know my smart ass response would be, did you see who Patrick Mahomes was throwing to?
Okay, it's
I know,
Mahomes.
Different level. I get that. But those are, that is kind of we're coming to a head on this thing. And I don't want to say the Amari Cooper thing has been overblown. He's one of a handful of guys that sat out for minicamp. And I'm sure Andrew Berry is going to sit down with him sometime coming up over this break and try to hammer something out. What I would do is come to him and I say, here's 2 years. Here's two, because the other thing, and I'm shooting from the hip. But again, the money that he's owed over the next couple of years, I think something, like if you sign him to an extension, that money gets absorbed into that. I think. Don't quote me on that. But basically, again, Amari Cooper's on the books of a $7.5 million cap hit next year, whether he's here or not. And then 3.7 in 2026, again, whether he's here or not. And I think because it's the same thing with Watson, you just keep extending him, and I think that just keeps kicking the can down the road, and you can just keep moving that money on down. What if you just came into Amari Cooper and you said, all right, here's a 2-year deal for, I don't know, would you pay him $20 million a year again?
Yes.
Okay. Here's 2 years, $20 million, signing bonus, and add some void years, and we'll make 30 of that 40 guaranteed.
He'll probably want 25.
He's going to want more. And you're going to have to sit down and have that tough luck conversation with him. Are you ready to put all your eggs in your basket of Amari Cooper when you still have a Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah extension to come, when you're going to need another deal for Myles Garrett next year? I'm not ready to do that. I'm not ready. And again, I love Amari Cooper. He's very good. There's an end for everything. I don't want it to be now. And the Browns also sent a little signal when they gave Jerry Jeudy that extension. Now, you were not trading for Jerry Jeudy without giving him an extension. And the same thing, watching these quarterbacks get these deals, Andrew Berry looks like a genius because you got him on the cheap. You ain't doing that with Amari Cooper. And I'm not saying he's on the level of Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, elite, but he's damn close.
But what if
he's
Jerry
close.
Jeudy's not even good?
That's another great question.
And then you're talking about...
Right? You didn't even see him in minicamp. He was inside most of it. Who knows?
How can you even make a judgment on Deshaun at that point?
You will make... Here's the thing.
I understand.
You're going to make a judgment on him no matter what.
I understand.
You're going to make a judgment on him no matter what. You know the rest of... You know what all those other stuff is? That's excuses. All the rest of that's just excuses. And you will see through it. Like I will see through it. The Browns will see through it. We'll watch and we'll know. And it's not even some of the things about the quarterback. Is Deshaun Watson accurate? You know, I don't know why because Watson was trending today, so I clicked on it to see what was going on. A lot of people just talking about minicamp and some tape and all that kind of stuff from that. But I saw a clip from last year from Warren Sharp, and the title was, "What the hell is Deshaun Watson doing?" And it was that interception in the Colts game when he stood there and he evaded pressure, great, got out of it, and just threw a horrible interception over the middle of the field. That wide receivers be damned. If anything, I'm going to watch how Deshaun Watson handles himself in the pocket. He was skittish last year, man. There was pressure. Goes back to the O-line. I know all that. But I don't need a wide receiver to tell me if Deshaun Watson's being accurate and reading the pocket properly. Those are things that'll happen no matter what. But if you're talking about, it's like Watson. You got to play this out and see. Now, you feel better about Amari Cooper because he's shown you more. He is the one that can come back and go, have you seen my stat sheets? Have you seen what I mean here? I deserve you, me, and everybody would agree with this statement. Amari Cooper deserves an extension. He deserves a pay raise. Sky is blue. You and I know that. Do you have the room for it?
You do. If you want it that bad.
I guess that's a great comeback. You can get anything. If you really mean it that much, if you really want to get it done that bad, you will. Do you think Amari would show up for training camp without a new deal? Do you think he would show up without a new deal?
No.
I don't know about that either. It's a great question. I don't know. You've gone this. Now, minicamp is much different than training camp. That's a lot different.
Should that be your question?
I'm interested in what people say. Do you think Amari Cooper would show up to training camp without a new deal from the Browns? I mean, again, that's tough because we're trying to put ourselves in Amari Cooper's shoes. And I don't like the question of, do you think Amari Cooper deserves a contract? Because the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Like, how much of a hindrance it would be, or how hard for the Browns, because no matter what as well, like, you will set a precedent here. And for a long time, the Browns' precedent has been, you are a good player for us, we're going to pay you. And we're going to pay you well for what you do. Maybe they got to break that precedent here with Amari Cooper. I don't want that to be the case, but that might be where you're at. All right, it's up at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow. We're up on Twitter, X at Matt Fontana Show, Instagram for all the reels. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Matt Fontana Show, and we're also up on Twitch every single morning. A few things to wrap up with football, which I thought were interesting. Number one, the 5 most overlooked teams heading into the 2024 season from Pro Football Focus. So number 1 is the Cleveland Browns. And they start the write-up by saying, headlined by Myles Garrett, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and an edge defender who's earned a 90-plus pass rush grade over the last 5 years, the Browns roster was good enough to make the playoffs last year with Joe Flacco. At plus 4,000, the Browns are 15th in Super Bowl odds at this point of the offseason. The issue is they have arguably the toughest division in football and the hardest schedule heading into the season, but they also have one of the best rosters in football. If Deshaun Watson can even be a top 16 quarterback this season, the Browns will make some noise. So that is the number 1 team on Pro Football Focus of teams being overlooked. Let's run through the other 4. Next up, would you say the Miami Dolphins are getting overlooked? They have the 11th best Super Bowl odds, tied with the Jets. And the write-up, sure, it's understandable for people to be somewhat down given their 2023 season and the fact that they're in the same division with the Jets and the Bills. But they were in the hunt for a good chunk of the season and even going into the last week for the number 1 seed. 2 receivers, 90-plus grades. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They had Odell Beckham. And Tua Tagovailoa had an 88.6 passer grade last season. That led the NFL on PFF for Tua. Big year for Mike McDaniel down there, by the way. You know all that push that I had on Sean McDermott last year? That now falls on Mike McDaniel. That now falls on him. This is a big year for him down in Miami. So would you say the Dolphins are overlooked? Or do you say no? With all that firepower with who they are, it's kind of hard not to? I think they're going with, like, these teams. Like, again, would you say the Dolphins 11th best Super Bowl odds? Wouldn't you believe it'd be higher than that? So you'd say no. If you got to pause and think about it, you're probably no. Then they're probably where you deserve.
Yeah, I think they're where they deserve.
All right. Overlooked team number 3, the LA Chargers. I don't buy that. No, not for a second. And again, you got to go through Mahomes. I guess the rest of that division is pretty cleared out. The Raiders are ass, and so are the Broncos.
They do have the offensive rookie of the year.
Future.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey. They lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They also don't have Austin Eckler. They're going to put it on Ladd and Quentin Johnston. Okay, Herbert, Jim Harbaugh. You know how I feel about Harbaugh.
I mean, they have a chance to have the best line.
They do. I mean, Corey Linsley gone, though. Like, there's a hit to be had out there with the Chargers. I don't buy them as being overlooked. Number 4, Seattle. Also tied for 11th. But yet another team. I don't buy Seattle. New head coach Mike Macdonald. That can't be lost there. I like Geno Smith. DK Metcalf's a beast. Jackson Smith-Njigba's very good. And I like Kenneth Walker. Probably the second toughest division in football outside of the AFC North, right? Rams, 49ers, and if you think the Cardinals get their act together. Damn tough division. So I don't know if I overlook Seattle because I don't really believe in them. And number 5, absolutely not. The Tennessee Titans, an overlooked team. They are not. They are 27th, 5th longest odds at plus 13,000 to win the Super Bowl. They say Will Levis showed flashes. He now has Calvin Ridley with DeAndre Hopkins and should be revamped offense under Brian Callahan and a better offense under his dad in Bill. If Levis can reduce his bad plays at a 4.5% turnover-worthy play rate as a rookie, tied for 8th worst in the league, the Titans should compete for a playoff spot. No.
Their defense, not good.
No. So again, overlooked teams on PFF.
And I'm being so serious when I say this. Can you name a single defensive player on the Titans?
Jeffrey Simmons.
Okay, I don't think I could.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty good. And then isn't Aziz Al-Shaair there? Didn't he get a bag from them?
No idea.
Titans depth chart. I want to see how good I am. Is Cortland Finnegan still there? I still just will never forget when Andre Johnson beat his ass. Jeffrey Simmons, who got paid. No. Oh, no. L'Jarius Sneed got paid there. He just went there. Kenneth Murray, Arden Key, Amani Hooker, Harold Landry. They drafted Tavondre Sweat. So that's some of the guys on their defense there. So, yeah, I mean, same thing. And you got an offensive-minded head coach to try to... Here's their offense. They did get Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
See. Picked up Calvin Ridley. And I forgot they got Tyler Boyd.
Don't care.
Don't care. Offensive line's not bad. You got some high draft picks. Latham, they've drafted Skoronski. Lloyd Cushenberry's former first-round pick. Huh. So the 5 teams overlooked. Browns, Titans, Chargers, Seattle, and Miami. Do you think the Browns and Miami are the only ones that qualify for being teams actually overlooked?
I mean, I don't know how the Chargers are
I don't know. Maybe that qualifies them as being overlooked.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Sports Illustrated, they did 32 teams in 32 days. Yesterday, the Cleveland Browns. And I'm sorry, I said his name was Gilbert earlier. It's not. It's Gilberto.
Oh,
it's even better. A little spicy. I like that. And so, did you ever watch Family Guy?
Of course.
You know, okay, Bill Dauterive, had his cousin was Gilbert.
I don't know if I've seen that episode.
What? You never seen that episode?
I'm sure I have. But...
So Bill gets a quick sidebar to Family Guy.
Who's Bill?
Bill Dauterive. On Family Guy? Or, not Family Guy. King of the Hill. I'm such an idiot. I know you said Family. I said Family Guy.
I'm sorry. Like, who the hell
know you love Family Guy.
Yeah,
you
that's why I was so confused.
You don't watch King of the Hill. You don't watch King of the Hill. King of the Hill is great.
You had me so confused.
So long story short,
every episode of Family Guy.
Yeah, Bill Dauterive is like, there's Hank Boomhauer, Dale, and Bill Dauterive. He gets a letter in the mail one day that he's an heir to a fortune, but he has to go back to Cajun country, like down in Louisiana where his family's from, and he shows up at the mansion. He's got a rich cousin named Gilbert, and he's trying to get the money away from him, but it's also a freaky episode of he's got 4 female cousins that are all trying to court him to marry them so then they get the fortune. Pretty interesting episode. So, sorry. Gilberto Manzano, Cleveland Browns write-up, 32 teams in 32 days. Here we got on the Browns. I'll give you one guess what he started with. Well, Sean Watson struggles. Yes, we got it. What do you think their biggest gamble was this offseason? So they start with this. Gilberto writes up, the biggest gamble the Browns made this offseason, what do you think it was?
I'm going to say Ken Dorsey.
Good guess, though.
Is this player related?
It is.
Is it something about a running back?
No. That's another good thing, too, of not, I don't want to say Naheem Hines and Deontay
gamble. I mean, extending Judy,
letting Joe Flacco leave.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
He writes. In a somewhat surprising move.
How is that a gamble?
Well, it's a gamble because you did bring in Jameis Winston, and I think there's, you could just say, okay, they're 1A, 1B, Flacco versus Jameis Winston.
You're not doing anything in the playoffs with Joe Flacco.
Well, the other thing, and what we said at the time, which is why I said over and over, Flacco wasn't coming back, you didn't want Deshaun Watson looking over his shoulder. You didn't want that. You didn't want to have to deal with that situation. But he still writes that it was a gamble. In a somewhat surprising move, the Browns didn't retain Flacco after he saved their season. It was only a 1-year, $4.5 million for him to go to the Colts and back up Anthony Richardson. As he writes, and the right thing, perhaps they didn't want Watson looking over his shoulder. The competition could be what Watson would need, though, to finally regain his top form from Houston. Jameis Winston is a quality backup, but he's never had a stretch as good as what Flacco did in 5 regular season games to get the Browns into the postseason. I would have to agree with you that it's not a gamble because you did bring a good backup in Jameis Winston. And if you combo that with you don't have to deal with the Watson drama or probably more the fan-driven drama, it makes a lot of sense. Toughest stretch of the season for the Browns, week 15 to 18. Kansas City, Cincinnati, Miami, and Baltimore. That's the downside of playing in the AFC North, as the league prefers to schedule divisional matchups towards the end of the regular season. The Browns have every chance in every game as long as the defense plays like it did last season. Breakout player this year for the Cleveland Browns.
See, I would say DeJuan Jones, but I almost don't want him to have to break out.
Is he even starting?
That's what I'm saying.
Should be. He should be.
Breakout player. I mean, can we consider Jock?
No, I think he broke out this year.
Okay.
Once you're out, man.
Okay.
Broke out last year.
And so did MJ then.
Mm-hmm. It's not MJ Emerson. By the way, they selected MJ last year.
See, if I had my choice of who I would want to break out, it would be Cedric Tillman.
That would be nice.
Yes.
That would be nice, but it's not him. This is a guy I think is going to play a lot. I think he's going to play a lot.
Defense?
Yep.
Obo?
Nope. Good answer. I like that answer too, though. Go a little to your Obo's right. He's on the left side of the line.
So it's an end.
No, tackle. Michael Hall. Michael Hall, breakout player.
Oh, well, I don't know. We could consider rookies.
Why not? He writes, tabbing a breakout candidate was difficult because they have many established players. They picked MJ last year. We'll go with a rookie here, one that will likely be asked to play many snaps with an aging group of D tackles. It could take time for Hall to develop into the reliable rotational player, but he might have a pivotal role down the stretch if the Browns are in the playoff hunt. He's going to back up Dalvin Tomlinson and Shelby Harris. I'm high on Michael Hall.
Yeah.
I'm high on him, man. I'd love to see him out there. I think he is going to play a lot, so that's the breakout player. Best and worst case scenario for the Browns, all tied to Deshaun Watson. Best case scenario, he plays well, Browns go back to the playoffs. Worst case scenario, he looks like crap and we don't make it. That's it. Final thing that we got to rip apart here from Sports Illustrated. Now, I think he went to Matt Verdame on the head coach and quarterback tandem ranking. And this was an article that
this is a tandem ranking?
So what you do is you take where the head coach is and where the quarterback is, you aggregate it, average it out.
Well, that's why.
So no. Stefanski is still 19th.
Because they're considering Watson.
No.
Oh.
Stefanski's 19. Watson is 23.
Oh, and their respective
Their
rankings?
respective ones, and then you add them up.
Oh.
So Matt Verdame did this back in May. And he went through, he ranked the quarterbacks, and then ranked the quarterbacks and the coaches and comboed them up. So I wish he just did the coaches because it's like by team. So then again, this is from a month ago. But he put Kevin Stefanski 9.
Let's rip it.
Kansas City 1-1, Reed and Mahomes. You just want to do quarterback or coaches?
Yeah.
All right, Harbaugh 3, McVay 4.
Who's 2?
See, that's the thing. It goes by the team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I wish I could search by just the coach ranking.
Oh, well,
you know what I'm saying? They have a list
of
for the quarterbacks. They have a list for the coaches. They comboed them together, and that's the list I'm looking at. I can't search individually.
I got you.
DeMeco Ryans 9. Hang on. You got a piece of paper.
DeMeco Ryan.
I'm just saying.
Wait.
I'm just saying.
He put DeMeco Ryans 10 places ahead of Kevin Stefanski?
What did Kevin Stefanski do last year, Ryan?
That's
he won Coach of the Year.
He did lose to DeMeco Ryans, but I don't care.
All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to run out of spot. God bless it. I might need you to do this. Hang on. Derailing the show for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I can count. All right, McVay is 4. Reed is 1. Harbaugh, that one, not the other one, is 3. What did I say? DeMeco Ryans 9. Matt LaFleur 5. Scrolling up. Jim Harbaugh 7. Zach Taylor 12. Again, Kevin Stefanski was 19.
Zach Taylor is 12?
Sean McDermott was 18. Kyle Shanahan 6. My ass. No way. Get out of here. Dan Campbell 10. I'm still missing the second best coach on this list, Mike Tomlin. They put Tomlin at 2 and Russell Wilson at 19. That's a spot ahead of Watson, by the way. Doug Peterson, 14. Nick Sirianni, 16. That's a new segment right there. I just thought about that. F No Friday. I think we worked that into a segment, F No Friday. Mike McCarthy is 15. I'm going to show you my chicken scratch here. All right, Robert Saleh's back behind him. Raheem Morris is behind him. Sean Payton is at 8.
8?
Yep.
Oh.
So all I need is 13 and 17. Stefanski at 19, we know. Kevin O'Connell is 13. And who's 17? Dan
Does he have
Quinn.
write-ups for these?
Oh, yeah, he's got write-ups on that. According to this list, Andy Reid, Mike Tom. Do you see how bad my handwriting is, by the way? Can you even see that? No. It's bad. I can read it. That's all that matters. Reid, Tomlin, John Harbaugh, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, D'Amico Ryans, Dan Campbell, Mike McDaniel, Zach Taylor, Kevin O'Connell, Doug Peterson, Mike McCarthy, Nick Sirianni, Dan Quinn, and, oh my God, I can't even read my own handwriting. Who was 18?
You can't even read your own handwriting.
No, I just did short. I did shorthand. Oh, McDermott. Mick. I tried to write McDermott. That's it. That's the list according to them ahead of Kevin Stefanski.
That's one of the worst lists I've ever heard in my life.
So again, the write-up, and do you want to know where the Browns came out in the tandem? So again, you got to average the two. The Browns came out for head coach quarterback combo ranking 21st. Stefanski has proven to be a sharp offensive mind with a quality staff led by Jim Schwartz. In 4 years, Stefanski has led the Browns to a pair of playoff appearances. However, Watson has been an unmitigated disaster. In 2 years, only played 12 games and not performed. What's your excuse for Kevin Stefanski to be 19th behind all of those guys?
He just made it. He just credited Stefanski. He just said he's done this with.
And you
Watson
hired
being
Jim
an
Schwartz. You got to give him credit
disaster.
for that too. Again, that was an article from about around 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but
But it just came up because they did the Browns, in the ranking here, their 32 days. So I don't know, man. That's an interesting thing. All right, guard, not yet, not posted yet, not up yet. Haven't gotten the text. All right, we'll get to that coming up with Tipico. Go ahead. Do you want to know why this weekend is going to be so pivotal? I believe for the Browns or for the Cavs. Oh my God. For all of them, for the Guardians.
We see our future shortstop.
I want them to go ahead and put the Blue Jays out of their misery. If you sweep them on out, when you're done, just walk over to that other clubhouse and just go, hey, Bo, come on with us. Just come on with us. Here's Arias. You want Espino? I know we can't really get into it because it's like it gets into minor league guys. Is there anybody that you are unwilling to trade from a prospect standpoint? I'm not talking Jose. I'm not talking Quan. Of like Jonathan Rodriguez, of Espino, John Kenzie Noel. Is there anybody that you look at and you're like, absolutely not?
No, I don't know enough about
So then go make a deal. Go make a deal. And I know Antonetti and Chernoff know plenty about those guys. You put the Blue Jays, you sweep them. I think it just becomes that much more apt that you just call them and say, what do you want for Bo? They're already starting to circle around. There's already reports out that they're going to be moved. You make it, and here's the other thing. You do this early enough, you make a strong, you come with your best. You ever negotiated for something you bought off Craigslist?
No.
Have you ever bought anything off of Craigslist?
No.
Okay.
Nothing that I can legally confirm.
That's fine. Fair enough. So, like, there's a meme that I saw. It's funny. When somebody says price is firm, it really means just make me a good offer. When it says no low ball offers, it really means I'll take a low ball offer. You know, like the jokes of what people write up when they're trying to sell something here. With your best, right? You're in a negotiation here. You want Bo Bichette. Don't play the games. Come with your best and say, this is the only offer we're going to make. And you make it attainable. You make it one that's attractive enough, and you try to get that done. Now, you still need to leave some room if you want to go get a starting pitcher. And I'll leave that open to happen. But I think you sweep them on out this weekend, and you put that pressure on them to make this move, then, like, am I wrong for putting that on this series? It's just one series. But I think there's a real opportunity for the Guardians to do that.
Yeah. I mean, how could there not be?
And I don't know if Bo Bichette necessarily fixes every little thing that you're doing. But it'd be a nice little. It'd be
having to watch Gabriel Arias.
Right. It'd save you and I like Rocchio. I think Rocchio would stick around, but we'll see. Scotty Scheffler just threw his putter. He was kind of on the fringe, up the hill, and he screams, "That's the worst golf shot I've ever hit." And then he just threw his putter. It landed on the green and made a dent on the green. You can't do that, Scott.
Oh man, kick him out. Kick him out of the tournament.
Kick him off the tour. Suspended.
Put that man behind bars. Get him back in the clink.
Get him back in the clink. Yeah. It's going, dude. The U.S. Open is tearing these guys up right now. They're tearing these guys.
Bruce said it's his favorite because it makes like.
Well, they want it
so
to
low.
be. They want it to be. They don't want it to be under par. They literally hate it when somebody shoots insanely, low at the U.S. Open. That probably won't happen. Back over to basketball for just a second. I got this morning from Bleacher Report, from The Athletic, that the Knicks, per Fred Katz, the Knicks are not as enthusiastic if Donovan Mitchell were become available in a trade this offseason. Where the hell did that come from? They have Jalen Brunson. They're not trading for Donovan Mitchell. And granted, I do think now Donovan Mitchell's coming back. Great. But I got that alert, and I was like, what? I go, what's that got to do with anything? You look back on seeing what the Cavs are going to do and a lot of these other moves, but the fact that Donovan Mitchell came back up around all this, I don't know. I ain't buying
Slow
that.
time for click.
I guess. I don't know. Well, the other story that's getting a lot of traction, a lot of Blazer.
About what?
What do you mean about what? It got plastered everywhere the last 2 days. I can't speak on it. Neither can you.
Oh.
Yeah. That got picked up everywhere. Slow times. I get it. We're not allowed to comment. We're required to not comment. We actually have a statement we're supposed to read if somebody asks us anything about it. You know what I'm talking about. You can go Google it. It's all out there. Final thing to bring up here. 7 playoff teams that missed it last year, but that'll make it this year. And I want to see if we can rip apart this team. Number 1, Atlanta Falcons. 7-10 last year. They going to make it?
We're talking about the playoffs?
This year. 7 playoff teams that missed that'll be primed to make it this year.
If
Falcons
I had to pick right now an NFC South winner, it would be Atlanta.
Number 2, Chicago Bears, also
Nope.
7-10.
Nope.
I don't think they're making it either.
Nope.
Minnesota Vikings,
No.
7-10. Absolutely not. Seattle Seahawks, 9-8.
Wild card, maybe.
Maybe. 7-10 New York Jets.
No.
You have to pick a playoff team between the Bills, Jets, and Dolphins. Who you pick?
Dolphins.
All right. Cincinnati Bengals.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's retiring.
Oh, the wrist is that bad? It's degenerative, Ryan.
I have inside sources.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you? Bangalorean?
I saw him at Skyline. He couldn't even eat with his right hand.
Can he eat our Skyline for us? Because we got to go there next week and shoot that commercial because we lost the Cincinnati bet. Jacksonville, 9-8.
No.
Yeah, somebody's got to
No.
win the AFC South. Oh, I guess Houston.
Colts.
Ooh, spicy. Spicy take. Those are the 7 teams on CBS Sports this morning that they said will make the playoffs after missing last year. I think 2 of them I actually buy.
The Jets are not making the playoffs.
You don't think so?
No.
I do. I think they're going to make it. This one, so the Guardians have made this push for the All-Star game. And we got to vote. I got to remember, every time I come in here in the morning, I should just sit down and get my votes, because you vote every day if you want. David Schoenfield, ESPN senior writer, went through and listed his predictions for the All-Star game.
Ooh, let me guess.
Okay. You want to do AL starters?
Yes.
Okay. You can go any position. You want me to give you the position?
Give me a position, yeah.
Catcher.
Adley Rutschman.
Correct. First base.
Definitely not Naylor.
No.
Ooh, first base is tough. Do you think it's tough, or do you agree with him?
I would not have guessed that.
Vlad.
No. Ryan Mountcastle, also of the Orioles.
He's on my fantasy team. Shout out him.
There you go. Second base.
It's unfortunately not going to be him, that's for sure.
No, this guy's on a team that's kind of struggling, but he still plays really well.
In the AL.
In the AL. Yeah, this is just
Ooh.
the AL.
Boo.
And actually, I got to tell you, I think he actually is probably the only chance for this team. Yep, on his write-up, he would be the representative for this team, but he'd be the starter at second base.
Really?
Yep.
Who?
Texas Rangers, Marcus Semien. Yeah, he's very good. Third base?
Jose.
Oh, man, look at my pit stains. It is.
Dude, it's
a
million degrees.
Ryan is in a hoodie. How have you not taken that off?
I'm sweating.
I am dying in here today. I think the AC's broken again. So I apologize for my pit stains on the Jose. It's a warm one in here. Shortstop. This was his hardest debate.
Witt.
Bob Witt Jr. over Gunnar Henderson, which is close. Outfield, 3 positions.
Obviously, Juan.
Yep.
Aaron Judge.
Yep.
See, it should be Quan, but I know we didn't write Quan, but it should be Quan.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
Astros. Yordan Alvarez, DH. Tariq Skubal
Pitching
will be your pitcher. Now we get to reserves. Salvador Perez, Vladdy Jr., Jose Altuve, Rafael Devers, Isaac Paredes, because somebody from the Royals has to make, or Rays has to make it. Gunnar Henderson. Oh, he does have Corey Seager, so it's not the only Ranger.
How can you not have Quan in this? Is this because the at-bat requirements
Jared
or something
Duran,
like that?
Red Sox. Dalton Varshazo of the Blue Jays. Stephen Kwan,
Yeah.
Cleveland Guardians.
He should be starting.
Your reserve DH, because the freaking Athletics have to have somebody make it. Brent Rooker, Schoenfield writes, he gets it over David Fry.
No.
He writes, Rooker gets the nod over Cleveland utility player David Fry, who's been outstanding but has not played enough. He says Paredes has to make it for the Royals' sole representative, and he said, good luck finding 3 outfielders. Quan has been great, but missed a month. Varsho earns a spot with some great defense and power. Seager gets the nod over Anthony Volpe of the Yankees, and Jordan Westberg gets squeezed out at third base from the Orioles. Your pitchers, Emmanuel Clase of the Guardians.
We don't have a single bullpen?
Oh, just Clase. Just Clase. Nobody else from the bullpen makes it.
How?
Here's your relievers. Clase, Mason Miller of the A's, and Clay Holmes of the Yankees. The 3 closers were pretty easy calls, he writes it. Talking about Clase, Miller, and Clay Holmes. So that's the thing. I think for you to make it as like a reliever, like you have to be a closer. Because everybody else are starters. Crochet, Logan Gilbert, Tyler Anderson, Lewis Gill, Seth Lugo, Tanner Houck, and Corbin Burns are the rest of your guys for that. So again, you play it out. You get the 3 I think we all expected with Fry getting squeezed out.
Interesting there. The 3, all the other AL teams, the starting pitchers, they all have their aces in there. Crochet, Skubal, and Seth Lugo.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Who's the Gary? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Because that's literally every other team in the Central. You're right.
Bieber would have made it.
I mean, I'm not saying Tanner Bobby doesn't deserve it, but yeah, he's just not putting up the numbers those other guys.
No, I said Bieber would have made it.
I know, but I'm saying talking about Bobby being the best option. Shane would have probably made it.
None of our starting pitchers deserve to be.
No, that's what I'm saying too. They don't deserve to go. I had somebody send a crazy Garrett Crochet trade for the White Sox. And the whole point was, I think more for you, Clee retweeted this one. It was Espino, Jason Chourio, and I can't remember the third for Garrett Crochet. Ace of the White Sox after Dylan Cease got traded. Lefty, and you get him for 2 years of team control after this year.
I would do it.
I'd make that trade too. He's 24 years old. I'm assuming he's not even close to arbitration, right? What's he got? Contract. Spotrac? I mean, 24. What? Oh, this was year. I guess he's already in arbitration. Okay. This was his first year of arbitration. He's got 2 more years of arbitration that he's unrestricted.
Can we go through the NL?
Yeah, sure. All right, so that's AL. NL, top debates. Do you want the top debate for the NL? Because the top debate for the AL was Gunnar Henderson versus Bobby Witt. Do you want to guess what the top debate is on the NL side of things?
I mean, I don't know if I'd have any idea.
Bryce Harper, Freddie Freeman at first base. Okay. So one of those, and then Shohei Ohtani versus Marcell Ozuna for DH. Here's the starting lineup. William Contreras, your catcher. He does give it to Bryce Harper at first. Ketel Marte of the Diamondbacks at second. Alec Boehm of the Phillies at third. Mookie Betts, your shortstop. Your outfielders, Jurickson Profar, Fernando Tatis, and Teoscar Hernandez. Shohei gets your DH, and Ranger Suarez of the Phillies is your starting pitcher. Your reserves, Will Smith, the catcher for the Dodgers. Not that one, the other one. Freddie Freeman, Christian Walker, Bryce Terang of the Brewers, Luis Arraez of the Padres, Ryan McMahon of the Rockies, L.A. Day Cruz makes it as the Reds player, Jazz Chisholm from the Marlins, Brandon Nimmo of the Mets, Christian Yelich of the Brewers, and Marcell Ozuna on your bench. Your pitchers, actually, wait, who did he list as a starting? Oh, I said Ranger Suarez, your starting pitcher. Zach Wheeler, Shota Amagia, or I can't remember say his last name, the Cubs guy. Tyler Glasnow, Aaron Nola, Logan Webb. God, dude, that's so good. And Chris Sale. That's pretty stud right there. Mitch Keller, Robert Suarez of the Padres, Ryan Helmsley of the Cardinals, Matt Strahm of the Phillies, and Kyle Finnegan of the Nationals.
AL team clears.
I don't know about that, buddy.
AL team clears.
I don't know about that,
AL
man.
team
Especially
clears.
that pitching rotate. All those
AL
starters that are going to start out there, man. I might take the NL on that one, man.
Clears.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I would say, of your three, which again, to go back to Schoenfield talking about Kwan, he put an asterisk guys that he said were not automatic. Like Salvador Perez is making it as the reserve. Like he and Adley Rutschman are both going, don't even think about it, right? He put an asterisk next to Kwan just because of the time missed. I think that'll all even out.
It's
and I
better.
think when you have a team like that the Guardians are so good, you will get multiple. Like 3 is solid, but that's where Kwan being the third, they deserve 3. The other thing you got to remember, somebody could get hurt, and the pitching rotation. If these guys don't line up to pitch, they'll sit out. Maybe there's an outside chance Tanner Bybee makes it. I don't know. I mean, he'd be your only option.
Ben
Like
Hyder.
maybe it's kind of a sad state of affair, but you got that option there. We got to vote. I got to remember to vote every day. I'm going to push hard. The fact that Fry got mentioned to this is pretty good. I think what tears you down here a little bit is that just on this list, he has Brent Rooker for the Athletics, but he's got Mason Miller as the closer, so that's their representative. Screw Brent Rooker. Let's send him. They just don't deserve 2. No. Stop that. Get David Fry in there, man. Dude, I asked, don't they do that vote off thing again? Don't they get to like 4 guys for the last spot? Fry's got to get into that.
Do you think we'll have anybody in the home run derby?
Jose obviously would be the only one.
You don't think Josh?
Why'd you go do the home run derby if you're not going to be in the All-Star game?
Yeah, I get people don't do that.
No, they do, but I don't see why you would.
I don't want to be a part of it.
I'd rather have the time off, man. What does it matter? Plus screwing your swing up, which I do kind of think about a little bit.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm telling you, man, that home run, the home run derby is awesome. Like, I enjoy watching it. Dude, it's a grind, man. You see those guys. You saw Julio Rodriguez last year. He got done. He's like, I'm dying up here. I'm dying up here. Like, I don't know. So, maybe he would. Let me do this real quick. Stats, home runs. Because how many, don't they take, 8?
I think 4 and 4, yeah.
4 and 4?
Or is it 10?
Home run derby.
I think it's 10.
Because there are buys.
Yeah.
Format. This was from last year.
They change it every single year.
No. Last year straight up was 8 guys. 1v8, 4v4, whatever. Last year was Luis Robert Jr. Man, remember he was crushing. Rutschman, Garcia, Randy Arozarena, Pete Alonso, Julio Rodriguez, Mookie Betts, and Vlad Jr. Those were the 8. So if you do 8, and here are your home run hitting leaders. Aaron Judge, he damn well better do it. Then Gunnar Henderson, Kyle Tucker, Marcell Ozuna, then Jose, Giancarlo Stanton, and Teoscar Hernandez both have 17 with Josh Naylor, with Juan Soto, with Shohei Ohtani, and Bryce Harper's got 15. The teams that have 2 guys in the top 10, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and your Cleveland Guardians.
Nice.
Judge, Stanton, and Soto all in the top 10. Dodgers, Teoscar Hernandez, and Shohei. Guardians, Naylor, and Jose Ramirez. I certainly hope Ramirez hits another one tonight because we'll get to our boost later with Tipico. Let's catch our break. We come back. Morning update. It all comes down to today. It all comes down to the grid today.
Have you figured out what we're going to give away?
I have got an idea. So we'll get to that when we complete the grid today. We're going to do a giveaway next week for all listeners to honor that. We'll get to that coming up. Folks, big play, big day today. We got Boobies World coming up a little bit later today. We will also get the big play, big bets. We'll get to our bets for tonight for game 4 of the finals as well. And we'll get to our typical wagers for the Guardians tonight. Big day and big play as always. Check us out wherever you can. Let's catch a break. Come back. A lot to do. Hour 2 upon us. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Let's dive into a little Friday edition of the Morning Update. Welcome back. Fontana Show right here on Twitter. Follow us at Matt Fontana Show. We're up on Instagram for all the reels, YouTube for the live show every morning, and then also on Twitch, a little venture we got on the side there. At Matt Fontana Show. Appreciate you following, watching, doing it all. We'll get you through your Friday morning. Ryan, take it away with the Morning Update.
Alrighty, well, the Guardians are in action tonight after splitting the Battle of Ohio. We know how that went. We have to do a little something with the Cincy boys, but they are traveling up north.
We lost.
They travel up north as they take on the Blue Jays in a 3-game series. Logan Allen gets the nod on the mound tonight.
Man.
Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays.
All right, Logan Allen, man. That's you're playing such this thin line of your starting pitching, right? And you say, all right, get to the bullpen, we'll be fine. Your start attacks your bullpen. Like, can I just, is it so hard to ask a guy to show up and go 6 innings, 1 run? Is it that hard to do? Bybee had it going, and then he didn't. The Jays are 2 games below 500, and you'd say that's not so bad, but they're 14 and a half out of the AL East, but they're only 3.5 out of a wild card right now. Your 3 wild card teams, if it ended today, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Minnesota would be your 3 playoff or your wild card teams. So the Central getting 3 teams in. Can you imagine that? So here's how it would go. The Yankees and the Guardians would get the bye into the second round. The Mariners would then have to face the Orioles, and the Royals and Twins would battle in the other the AL wildcard series. That would be that, and then the Yankees would get the winner, I believe, of the Royals and Twins series. Guardians would get the winner of the Orioles and the Mariners series, if it started today. So Toronto, are they apt? And by the way, when you look at the standings for the wild card, I mentioned they're 3.5 back, but Boston is only 2 back. The Rangers are 3.5 back, and the Tigers are only 3.5 back. Here's the craziest thing. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams within 4 games of the wild card, in addition to the Twins, Royals, and Orioles, who hold the spots right now. The only teams that are out of everything are the Angels, the Athletics, and the White Sox. Even the Astros, as bad as they are, they're only 6 back of a wild card spot. So are they ready to jettison this, and make your trades now? I don't think so. But when I hear so much of this circling about them trying to trade Vladdy or maybe moving on from Bo Bichette, I think they're priming the waters here. I think they're chumming the waters here to see what moves you can get. Send them out of their misery. You should win. All I ask, and this is what I'm going to do on Tipico, on top of our boot, I'm going to take the Guardians minus a 1.5 every game this series, and I hope they win 2 out of 3.
Guardians would be plus 1.5 now.
I know. What I'm saying is I'm going to flip that, get even more value.
Oh, well, I see what
you know my favorite stat. 72% of baseball games end with a run differential greater than 1. You are better off on that percentage just picking your winner and picking them to win by more than a 1.5. So I will certainly do that tonight. Can I do that right now?
Yeah, probably.
Do whatever I want. Typico. Some of my U.S. Open picks not panning out. Shane Lowry, Dustin Johnson, to name a few. Fleetwood, all right, and I got Finau up there. All right, guards. So again, Nerfy. I can do that. Guards minus a 1.5 is plus 180. Done. Bet place. Little animation. There you go. I'm in. And I'm on my way to my straight bets there. So take that for what it's worth.
All right, well, the NBA season may be coming to a close tonight as Game 4 of the finals tips off at 8:30. Boston has a 3-0 lead, of course, as Dallas looks to hang on for dear life. They are a 1.5-point favorite, of course, and it is at home, but it looks as though Boston will be getting their 18th record NBA title.
Yeah, we'll run through our wagers for that later. I've got all the trends here coming up. This series has just been so bad, and I think it's injuries, the schedule. It's just been such a hard watch. And I say this, there's a lot of seasons that it comes to an end and you wish you had more. Like when the football season usually comes to an end when the Super Bowl is done, you're like, man, I got to wait 9 months now for football, or 8 months or whatever it is. This basketball season, I'm ready for it to be over. And it's not so much about like how the Cavs ended or things like that. It's just been a grind. It's not been an easy watch as a fan, as a casual fan. So I'm ready for the season to be over. I'm ready for the Cavs to make their moves. We'll all be all eyes on all these trade rumors. By the way, I want to shout out a friend of mine, Danny Cunningham, Locked on Cavs. He had a really interesting podcast with Greg Schwartz of Bleacher Report the other day. And they ran through like 4 or 5 different trade options for the Cavs. Like Mikal Bridges being one, maybe. That was Danny's like number one guy. He said, if you're going to shoot for the stars here, you try to go get Mikal Bridges out of Brooklyn. A couple other guys that they brought up, but that's like, it's twofold. This series has been ass. The conference finals were bad. I'm ready to just get to the offseason and see what the Cavs are going to do. It's been a really hard go here for Cavs, or for NBA fans, in my opinion.
Alrighty, well, UFC 303 is getting a little change. This is announced Conor McGregor will no longer fight Michael Chandler as he withdraws due to an injury. This is the first time he's ever withdrawn for a fight from any reason. The new main event is Alex Pereira versus Kiri Prochazka?
Very close.
How do you do it?
Try it. You want to try it one more time? You were not right. So
is it Jiri?
No.
Yuri?
Yuri.
Prochazka?
You're overdoing it. Prochazka.
Yuri
Prochazka.
Yuri Prochazka.
He is a scary dude.
White also announced 2 more fights in the card.
The co-main event, I love me some T-City,
Diego
baby.
Lopez
I love me
will
Brian
face
Ortega.
Brian Ortega. Yeah. Carlos Olberg will fight Anthony Smith in a lightweight bout after Jamal Hill, who was slated to fight in the co-main event, is also ruled out due to injury.
Okay, the main event is actually better than... I didn't care about Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. I did not care. Do you know who did care, Ryan? The record-setting gate that they sold for that fight. And granted, when you buy these tickets, when you click on accept the terms, in there it says, like, you can't sue us over buying this ticket and knowing the fight might not happen. This is Bush League, man. This is some bull crap. And I know that guys get injured. All I want is Stipe and John Jones. And John Jones tore his pec. What are you going to do? This is bull crap, all right? I would consider myself a little bit of an above-average UFC fan. I know the majority of the roster. I like watching all the fights. Now, this fight is better. Pereira versus Yuri Prohaska, good. The belt is on the line. Those are two scary mother truckers, man. Those guys are really good. And I can't wait for that fight. So that is an upgrade for me. But for the other fans that are all drunk on Conor McGregor, dude, they paid their money. They probably already bought the pay-per-view. And now they're sitting there going, well, this sucks ass. What are you going to do? So UFC's got a major problem with this, man. They've had way too many fights. In fact, last year was a record set in the UFC for the most changed main and co-main events for fights.
Let's send a boost today.
Oh, you want to do that?
Well, I just want you to do it.
Well, no, the fight's not this weekend.
Oh, it's not?
No, they have a UFC fight this weekend. It's just a fight. This fight's not until the end of July or end of June.
Okay.
It's like, so it's International Fight Week, which is June 29th. So the UFC, outside of like UFC 300, which they just had like the big numerical ones, their biggest fights always are around 4th of July because that's International Fight Week. So this fight isn't until July or June 29th. So they have 2 weeks to go. This weekend is it's a fight night. Alex Perez and Cesaro Tiana. I don't actually know too much about those guys. Not a great card. Because you also had the Robert Whittaker fight get pulled off because Chimaev got hurt. Bad time for the UFC. But I like that fight. It was big news yesterday coming out.
All right, well, I can't wait to get your take on this because I know you're going to love this. The Big 12 Conference and Allstate are in discussions about selling the league's naming rights to the insurance giant, sources told Action Network. The, quote, Allstate 12 Conference is the leading candidate for the new name, sources said, while the Big Allstate Conference has also been discussed. The multi-year deal could earn the league between $30 to $50 million annually, but league sources stress this is not yet a done deal.
Do you have a soul? Seriously, do you have a soul? The Big 12 and the NCAA. This, dude, why don't you just let them name the teams? Why don't you just let them put the jerseys? You can make your own jerseys. Have these guys put decals on their helmets. You ever see it in some of the other UFC or MMA in like Russia and stuff? Guys come out with advertisements painted on their back. This is atrocious. This is a joke. There is no way that this can be legitimate. Like, seriously? And I know, here's the sad thing. I know the NCAA does not give a damn. And they'll take any money that's willing to pay. But like, what? Seriously, man. Selling the naming rights to a conference. And I get that marketing is an important thing. We market for Tipico. We market for Garage Beer. We've got a lot of great people. Do you hear that and go, man, I'm really going to go with Allstate. I'm really going to flip this. I'm that big of a Boomer Sooner fan, go Oklahoma, that I'm going to jump on Allstate now because of this. They didn't go to the Big 12, or they didn't go to the SEC, right? Oklahoma? No, Texas did. Is Oklahoma in the SEC?
Yeah, they're moving.
Like, what the?
I think.
Man, seriously, what the? Oh, I don't know.
It was Texas, and I think it was Texas and Oklahoma.
I think you're right. I think you are right. There's no
Bearcat, baby.
Yeah, like, are you gonna flip? You're a Bearcat fan. You're in love. Are you gonna go, man? Allstate's sponsoring the conference now. I better jump on that.
Well, not unfortunately, but I do already have Allstate. So
okay, well there you go. Done and done. What a joke, man.
Oh wait, no, I don't. I have State Farm.
I have State Farm too. What a joke, man. What a joke. It's a sad state of things right now.
All right, well,
I'm sure it'll get done, too.
Wrapping up the morning update here, another 3-0 lead in a finals. This time it's the Stanley Cup as the Panthers look to close this one out this Saturday at 8 p.m. The puck drops. Panthers, do you think they are all but champions?
Yes, they are. I mean, that game they got out to a 4-1 lead and then coming back as well. It was a great start. Panthers score, Oilers come right back, electric, and then it's too much because it's crazy. You look at all the star power over there for the Oilers, and it's just their goalie right now. He's not very good. And, yeah, I watched a little bit of the game last night. It was a fun game to watch for a minute, but we'll see. You want a quick U.S. Open update?
Yeah.
Rory dude, 6 feet. Just put it in there. Piped it in. If he hits that birdie, he's going to join Thomas Dietrich and then Oberg guy. Oberg? How do you say Oberg? Ludwig Oberg at 4 under. Cantlay's 5 under. DeChambeau is hot right now.
What's Cam Smith at?
He was 1 over the last time I saw him. Hang on. Golf scores. Here we go. On the course, Dietrich is 3 under. Rory's actually 2 over. Tyrrell Hatton is 1 under. DeChambeau is 1 over. Xander Schauffele, Taylor Pendrith. Who are you on?
Cam Smith.
Oh, Cam Smith.
Wait, so who's the leader right now?
Cantley. Cam Smith hasn't teed off yet. He tees off this afternoon. He shot a 1 over 71 yesterday. Phil sucked. Projected cut is +3. Here are guys that are going to have to make moves. Shane Lowry. Wyndham Clark is outside the cut line as the defending champion. Tiger is 4 over. He tees off at 114, so he's going to have to get under 3 under. 3 over, excuse me. I have to shoot a 1 under. Dustin Johnson, Brian Harmon, Will Zalatoris. Dude, Victor Hovland is 7 over right now. And that Justin Thomas shot 7 over yesterday. Sahith Theegala was 7 over yesterday. Phil shot 9 over yesterday. Bo Hostler, 10 over. Our guy, not Maxwell Moldon's the other Ohio State guy. And Neil Shipley was up there for a little bit. I think he's going to hopefully make the cut here. Where's he at? Where's our guy Neil? The guy Neil. And Justin Lauer. Where's Justin? Neil Shipley's even. He shoots off at 2 o'clock, so he's just got to avoid the cut line. And then Lauer. Justin Lauer's only 2 over. Tees off about 1 o'clock.
There we go.
Let's go, Justin. Make the cut there. So Northeast Ohio ties. Let's get it done. Speaking of getting it done, it all comes to this, Ryan. Take a deep breath. It is 110 GD degrees in here right now. All right, cool it down. We hit this. We get a prize for a listener out there. Here's what I do want to frame this. I've got ideas of what it's going to be. I don't want to say what it is because I want to make sure I can secure the prize. Come Monday.
I also have a cool idea.
All right, good. Save that. It'll be on Twitter. We'll do a retweet this post, and we'll pick somebody in honor of us winning the Immaculate Grid. Even though it really should go to Charles and Angelo because they helped us.
Yeah, I know. I got to go back.
But that's not fair. We can't do that. So here we are. Player for each, 50-plus career sacks. The big one. Go.
All right, immediately, I was just thinking Shaq Barrett.
That's probably where I was thinking, too, and I would assume that he's
we could also do one I know for a fact. We could do Ndamukong Suh.
Are you sure he's got 50?
I'm positive.
Okay, go with that. Today's not the day for game playing.
I think. I went from I'm positive to I think. I'm almost positive he has
Do you want to start it off like this, man? I don't know.
He has like 90. I think I looked it up before.
All right. We got to start somewhere.
Should we save it?
Okay. You can go Daniil Hunter there.
Is he at 50?
Yes, he's got to. There's no way he doesn't. Been playing forever. Okay. Now the Bengals.
Sam Hubbard?
No, I would probably lean Trey Hendrickson.
Trey's got empty.
I would think so.
Rip it?
Yep. Okay.
Oh, I'm nervous.
All right. Okay. All right. You want to just go off of that for a second?
Yeah.
All right. Does Von Bell not work for Bengals Panthers?
I'm just going to rip Baker.
Baker's fine. Does Von Bell not work there for Bengals and yes.
Was he on the Panthers?
Yes, I'm borderline positive. Just do it. We can't be afraid on this.
No, I'm ripping one I know for sure.
What?
Hayden Hurst.
Okay. Oh, you love your Hayden Hursts.
Right? Bengals and...
Yes.
Yeah.
I
do love me
you
some
know
Hayden
you love
Hurst.
some Hayden Hurst there. You love mixing them in. All right, Panthers, Vikings.
Can't do Sam Darnold yet.
Can't do it yet. I feel like there's another one here that's like, really should be speaking to us in this. Was there not a big Vikings player that went to the Panthers? I mean, obviously, they're not this offseason. Like, they had to have, like Kyle Rudolph? No, he actually would have worked for the Buccaneers and Vikings. There's one we're missing there, and I can't think of what it is. Like it's
Jared
slapping me in the
Allen?
face. Something like that. Oh, Jared Allen works.
Right?
Yeah. Jared Allen works.
100%?
Yep. That's it. Actually, he also probably would have worked for the 50 sacks there, but I like how we played this out. All right, Commanders, who are one of our bugaboo teams. They always screw us up here. All right, start here. Colt McCoy. Did Colt play for Tampa?
Not that I know. I don't think so.
Okay. Alex Smith. No.
Jeff Garcia.
Did he play in Washington?
Oh, I don't know, maybe not.
I mean, I know he played in Tampa Bay. I don't know if he played in Washington. I know he played in Tampa Bay. I always bring up Mark Brunell. Obviously, he works for Washington, but...
Did Deshaun Jackson played for the Buccaneers, right?
Yes.
In Washington.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go with that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pull there. Okay. All right, Vernon Davis never really went anywhere else. Brandon Sheriff, I don't think so.
Washington always.
I know, they're always a really tough one for us, man. Clinton Portis. I know he went to Denver, but I don't know. I don't think he went to either one of those other teams. God, dude, Washington's run through so many quarterbacks. Mark Sanchez, I don't think so. AJ McCarron, no. Carson Palmer. Dude. All right, we got time. We're only halfway through. What?
No.
You think it? What? Let's say it. We got to keep
Did
the
Pierre Garcon play for the Vikings? I don't think so.
No, I like where you're going. I think he was Colts, Washington. No.
Logan Thomas? I don't think he played.
No. Now I'm thinking he was for the Bengals, but I don't think that's right. Okay, Randy Moss never went there. Chris Carter. TJ Hushmanzada, Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco. Oh my God.
I hate Washington.
I know. And we got to do this by the clock. We got to be official on this thing, man. We can't skip out now.
Do we see if Charles and Angelo got
Hey,
something?
sure. See what those guys got. Bail us out here. I'm going to check Twitter. Mike's usually got something for us on Twitter here. See what we got. Oh. Ugh. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, dude, we're done.
What?
For Washington, for Washington, Minnesota. There's an obvious one we totally just overlooked.
What?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, that's how the grid does it for you, man. That's how the grid does it. Okay. All right. Do you think we should limit this to one help from the fans?
All right, so now we got to get.
Now we got to get these last two. I think we move forward with help
Well,
from
should I
one.
just rip Sue and Dominican?
I mean, the thing is, then we just put the pressure on figuring out the Bengals, where it's like we figure the Bengals one out, then we have something to kind of go for. Right? Bengals, Washington. No. I was about to say Dane Sanzenbacher, Ohio State legend who played in Cincinnati, but I don't think
never
everyone
played for Washington.
Who did?
Whitworth never played for Washington.
No, I don't think so.
There's gotta be a quarterback we're not thinking of. Andy Dalton never played for Washington. I don't think he played for the Bengals.
I don't think he played for the Bengals. I think he played for the Bengals. Dude. Okay.
Kickers? Fat Randy? Did he ever play in Washington?
I don't think Joey Sly ever went to Cincinnati, right?
Did Randy? I don't think Randy.
I don't think Fat Randy ever played.
You love Fat Randy.
I do love Fat Randy. Pat Randy. Oh my God.
What about running backs?
I saw Clint Portis, Rudy Johnson, not on Mixon, Corey Dillon. Want to Google it, man, but I want a little sanctity on this
Washington
thing.
always
I know, they always get us. You should probably, kind of bone up on that a little bit. Corners, like Bradley Roby. I don't think he ever played even in Cincinnati. Jesse Bates didn't go there. Dude! Here's the thing. I don't even know if we have a good guess to rip.
I know.
Zeitler never went there. Dude. You might have to just rip Nadon Kumsu because we got 30 seconds left. So do that one.
I mean, yeah, this one might end up being worse. Dude. I don't even have a good guess.
I don't even have a good guess for it. I really don't even have a good guess. Dude.
I mean, are we allowed to go to YouTube again?
I don't know. If you want.
Like, who's played for the Bengals?
Again, I got a lot of Bengals guys, but I don't know if they ever went to Washington.
Who are like some of Washington's draft picks in the last couple of years?
Ace Young. I mean, you know.
I can't even name many Washington people on their team right now.
I know. Jacoby Brissett doesn't work. Like
Josh Johnson.
That might have to be it, buddy. We might have to put all our eggs in a Josh Johnson basket. You rip that right now. Do it.
You can't look at the YouTube.
Do it on Josh Johnson.
There's no way he did.
I know he played for Washington.
There's no way he played for the Bengals.
Do it.
We're really gonna go out like this?
Yep. Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Wow.
Yeah!
How did that work?
Let's go! Yeah!
Fitzpatrick would have
Fitzpatrick did work! Come on now! You win! Yes!
Wow, there's no way.
Come on!
What do you want to see?
I mean, you go Bengals, Washington, see who else it is. Yes! Nice!
I mean, yeah, nobody's.
Nobody. It was
Lamar
those two.
Parrish.
Lavernius Coles. What a pull that would have been.
Jason Campbell.
Oh, that would have been a really good
Samaje
one, too.
Perine.
I forgot about Samaje Perine. There's more than you thought.
Alex Smith. Oh, it's a receiver.
Receiver, yeah. Not that. Nice!
I can't believe that hit.
Nice! Hell yeah!
Wow.
Let's go. Man, what a pull. What a pull. All right.
Wow.
Nice. All right. Well done. Somebody out there is going to win. So do this. Give us the weekend. We got to get the packaging together. Yeah. Real quick, the one idea that I gave you, right? Well, I don't want to talk. I want to spoil what it could be. I do want to throw some merch in there. Do we have T-shirts for the show yet or no?
No, I mean, we could easily make one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get the mugs. I'd like to do something like that. So we'll do this. No matter what, by Monday, we will get a gift package of some sort. We're gonna get something together, whether it's merch. I got an idea about maybe some tickets. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Because here's the thing. If we do this every week, It's not like I can be getting tickets every single freaking week.
Yeah.
But this is the first one,
This
so
is
I want
the
to do
first
something
one.
nice, right?
This is the first
So this is how I know it's going to go. This is what we're going to do. We're going to send a tweet out on Monday from the show account. And it's as long as you retweet the show account and follow, even though you weren't involved with the grid, Angelo and Charles. God bless you guys. We appreciate you guys very much. I'll get something for those guys on the side. Like, I really feel like they've helped us out. And Mike from Ohio Plumbing.
Oh, they bailed
So they bail us out a
many
lot.
times.
So I'm going to get something for you guys on the side. But we'll do that Monday. We'll maybe clip the reaction of us getting the grid. And we got a week's worth of it in. Never been done on the show before.
Yeah.
Never been done before. And we got a week in. We'll do a tweet on Monday. You retweet that, and we'll pick a winner for the pool. Because, okay, can I give you one other idea that I thought? What if every week we just kept kept pooling the prizes, and then eventually it's like just this grandiose prize.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I want to get something out to the people now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
here's the
I
first
feel like
week.
every week kind of works.
I have an idea.
Okay, good. Keep that idea. I've got a couple. I hope Dave and Nick will be here because then we can just talk to them and get their ideas on it. But appreciate it, dude. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Josh freaking Johnson. And Fitzpatrick was staring us in the face.
I didn't know he ever played for the Bengals.
I didn't know either. You know, I 1,000% should have gotten Jason Campbell because he actually works for the Browns.
Yeah.
Bengals, Washington. But that's well done, man. Well done. All right, let's catch our final break in the morning. We'll jump in a little bit of time hop. We will get back. Dude, what did I tell you about betting an ace at the U.S. Open?
Someone just hit it?
Sepp Straka. He just got a triple bogey earlier. He just hit an ace. He just got an ace. So that would have cashed. Didn't I bet that? I thought I bet that on Tipico. I don't know. Anyway, check it out. We'll get to that. We'll get to our wagers for tonight. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here in Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, let's jump into a little bit of timeout. We'll remember this day in 2024 is the year we finally got a full week on the Immaculate Grid. And we'll get our giveaway cooking next week for you all the fans out there. But we'll head back, tell you what happened, including 3 movies and a TV show for you today to get to. But we go back 2 years ago today. Browns minicamp sound. Deshaun Watson, I quote, can't control what the NFL does regarding my suspension. He said, I understand they have a job to do, but what am I going to... And I think looking back on it, like that suspension, the weirdest thing that I'll always remember about that is that they brought him back against the Texans. Remember that? Like, they didn't make it 12 and have him miss that game. Like, they brought him back to come back to the Texans game, which is super interesting. Again, whatever happened, the fine, the suspension, it's all back underneath. It's, water under the bridge. I think, in hindsight, it was pretty fair, I think, for what happened there. But that was what happened this day, 2022. This day, 2018, also at minicamp, Todd Haley, it is clear that Tyrod Taylor is the leader of this team, and Baker Mayfield, quote, has a ways to go. Remember that argument between Hugh and Haley on who to start and who was the right guy and all that kind of infighting? Just be thankful. I bring that up for this reason. You're not there anymore. You don't have to, the side picking, the picking on this guy, we're on with this guy, we're in with that. For right or wrong, Ryan, you want to know what? You know who your starting quarterback is. However you feel about that, right or wrong, you know who your starting quarterback is for the Browns this season. This day, 2007, the Spurs sweep the Cavs out of the NBA Finals. Bro, the team that LeBron took to that NBA Finals. I'm just going to look up this box score, to tell you who LeBron took to a championship. Didn't win it, but you took him there. The final game, Spurs got an 83-82 win. Manu Ginobili had 27 for the Spurs, 24 for Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan only had 12. The starters for the Cavs, LeBron, Boobie had 10, 11 from Drew Gooden, 8 from Z, 3 points only from Sasha Pavlovich. Anderson Varejao, Damon Jones, Danielle Marshall, Eric Snow, and Shannon Brown all came off the bench for the Cavs in that game.
LeBron. And a bunch of dudes.
LeBron. Daniel Boobie Gibson, your third leading scorer in that game for the Cavs this day, 2007. This day, 1996, Cal Ripken would set the record for consecutive games played. He played in his 2,216th straight game. That actually didn't even surpass an MLB player. He surpassed Japanese pro player and Hiroshima Carp third baseman Sachio Kingasa for the most games played in history, or consecutive games played history. This day, 1989, the construction began on the Mall of America. Never been. Don't really know. I don't know what else you do in Minneapolis, but yeah, I'm sure if you go, you have to go and see it. When's the last time you've gone to a mall?
Maybe about a year.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me. Now, you're a little younger generation. For my generation, it was you don't have anything to do. You just went to the mall.
I wish it was.
You just went to the mall, and you just would walk around. You'd go into Honey. We'll go into Spencer's and all the
gags.
The gags, like the stuff that you weren't supposed to look at in the back, all the posters. You walk out of there. You don't even remember FYE, do you? For your entertainment, all the CDs, all that. You don't even know what GameStop was before GameStop. EB Games, Electronic Boutique. And I miss GameStop. This is so weird, man. They all smell the same to me. GameStops and EB Games. It has to be the plastic or something. Yeah. They all smell the same to me.
They do.
They all smell the same to me. So obviously South Park Mall. You go to the move like that. You were bored. You would go. You would always go again, generation past, but it was a group of friends. Usually if your girlfriend was going with her friends, you would go meet them and you'd go to the food court. They'd go to shop at this place. You'd go into there and you just putz around for a couple hours. Go gag yourself out at Abercrombie and Fitch. You walk in, just all that. You know how they do that? They have boxes of the smell and they put it in the vents, in the air vents. They crack open this box and that's why could you imagine working in that store for 8 hours a day? Just breathing that crap in. Hollister, Aeropostale, man. Everybody always says, like, oh. Then the big thing at South Park was they put in blacklight golf, mini golf.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, cosmic. That's what it's called, cosmic mini golf. They put that in. Go there and just waste the day away, man. But I can't tell you last time I've been to them all. This day, 1978, the city of Cleveland lost the Barons. 2 years, they merged with the North Stars. So did you know Cleveland had an NHL team? The Barons played in the NHL for 2 years.
When did they change the Lake Erie Monsters to the Cleveland Monsters?
A couple years ago. So the hockey, the pro hockey in this town, the Lumberjacks, everybody remembers them. They played in the IHL. They played in the International Hockey League. They weren't even in the AHL. So then the Lumberjacks left, and then when Dan Gilbert bought the Cavs, he brought in, at the time, the Lake Erie Monsters, and then they flipped to the Cleveland Monsters. And I think the smartest thing they ever did was they used to, how about crazy is this? They used to be the minor league affiliate for the Avalanche. So players would have to go all the way out to Denver to join the team. Now they flipped. Now it's the Blue Jackets. So at least there's a little help between that of, like, you see players that you know from there that go there. And, of course, we know the Monsters had a really great run. The postseason came to an end. But we lost the Barons this day, 1978. This day, 1847, Robert Bunsen invented...
Robert Bunsen?
Invented what?
The Bunsen?
The Bunsen
burner?
Burner.
Oh, okay.
There you go. The Bunsen burner. I think that is the greatest name, and I'm stealing this from a guy I went to high school with because he posts about his dog on Facebook. He's got a Bernese mountain dog that he calls Bunsen because he's Bunsen the Burner. He's Bernese mountain dog. Yeah, Bunsen. It's a good name. And, of course, Bunsen from the Muppets as well. This day in 1777, Congress adopted the Stars and Stripes as the national flag for our country. Very happy birthday goes out to tennis legend Steffi Graf, Bruce Bowen, Sammy Watkins, Frank Clark, and R.J. Barrett all celebrating birthdays today. I feel like I'm light on the celebrity birthdays. Oh.
Who's what?
I will wish him a happy birthday.
Who?
It's Donald Trump's birthday today.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to him. Actress Lucy Hale. Oh, it's Bryce James' birthday today. Shout out to him. I should probably put that. Hey, I'm gonna update. I update this always as I go. So Donald Trump, Bryce James, Lucy Hale, actress. Let's see what else we got. Boy George, singer. The thing I click on is all like Instagram star and reality star. I don't know who these people are. I have no idea who these people are.
Who are they? I want to see if I know them.
Ona Gonfus. Instagram star. She's 19 years old. Onagonfaus. Ona Gonfus. Nathan Espinoza.
No.
He's 19. He's a TikTok star. It's Bobby Witt's birthday today, too. Like, that's all, like, you know who Chris Appleton is?
No.
He's an Instagram star, I guess. Corianos?
No.
YouTube. Chelsea White, Instagram.
No.
Vince Whitaker, Instagram.
Forrest Whitaker.
Ryan McGee, YouTube.
JaVale McGee.
All celebrating birthdays today. All right, 443 movies and a television show. The TV show is last, so we'll get to the movies to start. We go back this day, 2013.
2013.
This was meant to be the big kickoff and the reboot of an entire...
Hunger Games.
No.
Oh.
No, good guess, no. I don't want to just, like, straight up give it away, but... All right, here's one. This guy is not in this leading role anymore. He starred in this movie. This was the first movie that was meant to open up a universe. Open up a universe in the movies, right?
Is it a superhero universe?
Yes.
In 2013. Batman?
Well, no, I said this guy... Well, yes, that counts. I said this guy's not starring as this person anymore. Everybody's upset by it.
Superman? Batman vs. Superman?
No.
The Justice League?
No, what started before all of that? The first one, before any of that.
I'm confused.
Okay. before Justice League,
Yeah.
before Batman versus Superman,
Yeah.
there was this movie. It started the reboot of DC.
Wasn't it just Superman?
No. Well, it was Superman. It's not the name of the movie, though.
Oh, Man of Steel.
Man of Steel is
Oh,
correct.
okay.
Man
I
of
was
Steel
totally
is
thrown
correct.
off.
No, yeah, sorry. Man of Steel, which is still a good flick. I would have loved to have seen what Snyder could have done wherever. That's where we're at. All right, we go back to this day, 2002. Another movie that began a long series.
Fast and Furious?
No, that's, again, right era, but incorrect. So, hey. Yeah, okay, this was released this day in the United States. Okay. In the film, this main star of the movie and of this series suffers from psychogenic amnesia and is forced to fight to unlock his mysterious connection to the CIA.
The Bourne Identity?
I said unlock his identity. The Bourne Identity is correct.
That's Matt Damon, right?
Matt Damon, but didn't he flip? Was he not Jason Bourne anymore? Or has he been Jason Bourne the whole time? Appearances. All right, the novels, yes. I want the movies. Film. This is where we're at. Jason Bourne film series. Here we are. Bourne Identity, The Bourne Supremacy, The Bourne Ultimatum, The Bourne Legacy, and then Jason Bourne. I think he did all of those, did he not? I don't know. I think it's so funny on social media when people go, "That's Jason Bourne," and somebody jumps over something stupid or falls, like, that's Jason Bourne. All right, next up, this day 1996. This film revolves a man calling for a repair service to his house or his apartment. And unfortunately, the repairman shows up and he's got a little bit of an attachment issue.
To what?
To people.
Attachment.
He has an attachment issue. So again, a man calls for a repair service at his house. The technician that shows up.
Is this like Larry the Cable Guy?
No, Cable's close.
Cable's close.
You're on it with Cable.
Sounds like a TV guy?
Yeah. I would say if you haven't gotten it when I say Cable, you might not know this movie.
Probably not.
Cable Guy. You ever see it? Jim Carrey, Matthew Broderick.
It's called Cable Guy?
It's called The Cable Guy. You understand?
Right.
Jim Carrey plays Chip. His name is Chip. And Matthew Broderick plays Steven. And basically, he shows up to help set his cable up, and he becomes a stalker. And he he ruined Matthew Broderick's life and all this crazy stuff. The Cable Guy. This day, 1996. Kind of a tripping movie. All right. Final one, this day, 1976. This is a television show way before your time.
76?
76. And the TV show revolved around.
Cheers.
No, good. I love Cheers. People would come onto this show and perform a talent. And the whole point was to not have something happen to you to signify you're off the show. It was an amateur talent contest. Chuck Barris served as the original host, and then they actually brought it back with Will Arnett. I don't know if this is still on the show, but Chuck Barris hosted the original run here. Each show was presented by a competition of amateur performers, often performing a dubious talent, with a panel of 3 celebrity judges who would sit down and say if their act should have, like, can't tiptoe around it anymore without saying the name of it. You got anything?
No.
The Gong Show.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of The Gong Show?
No.
So the whole point was,
They bang a gong?
if you got a gong, that meant get off the stage. If you would, like, so you were up there, you're doing your juggling thing, you're doing whatever. If you were bad, they would just hit the gong and you'd get rushed off the stage. The Gong Show debuted this day, 1976. I can't believe you've never even heard of it.
No, never heard of it.
Yeah. Revived in 2007, but I'm assuming it's not on it's 2007 revival.
Would you consider it a talent if you're really good at tongue twisters?
I would say so. I mean,
Yeah.
she sells seashores. She sells
seashells down by the
seashore.
The only one I can never do is toy boat. I've never seen anybody be able
What do you
to
mean
it.
toy boat?
You've never heard that?
No.
Try saying that 7 times fast.
Toy boat, toy boat.
Nobody. I've never.
Try saying wet rubber ball over and over.
Wet rubber ball. Wet rubber ball. Wet rubber ball. Wet rubber ball.
Oh, you're better than me.
Wet rubber ball.
Okay, that's
the only one I can never do is toy boat, and I've never met a single person that could ever do it.
Toy boat. Yeah.
I've never met a person who can do it.
Another thing online that I saw, useless talent. Try spinning your hands in the opposite direction. That's the same direction. So if you go this way or if you go this way, you need to spin your hand this way while spinning this hand this way. Think about it. You can't do it, right? No, you're going the same way. This way, and then try to get this one to go this way. No, you're doing the same way again. So put your right hand here. Stop with your right hand. Have your right. Don't move your left hand. Just move your right hand this way. Now stop. Now get your left hand to go this way. Right. Now do that. Yep. See, you're going the same way again. You're going the same way again. You could flip it too if you want your left hand to go forward and your right hand to go back. But you can't. That's the same way again. Try it again. So that way forward. Yep. Now that one. Now go the other way with the other hand.
Like that?
No. The other. That. No.
Wait. No, I'm going like this.
Yes. Yep. That way. Yes. That. Now you got it. But you got to do it at the same time. Yep. See? Now you're going the same way again. Isn't that a good one? Isn't that a good one?
Okay,
wait. Try it again. Forward. Now you got to go backwards on the other one. Start at your chest and yes, that. Yeah. See? Now you're just going like this. Now you're just doing a robot, Mr. Roboto. Right? Somebody I saw that on social media. They go, what useless talent you have? And they go, I can spin my hands in opposite. Again, this is the same direction. Now you're just not doing anything. Right?
That's impossible.
Isn't that pretty good?
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty good?
Interesting.
That's a little fun. I'm sure it's kind of how our brains are wired or something like that. But yeah, now Ryan's going to be driving home going, yeah.
Why can't I
can't do it either.
Why won't my brain
I can't do it anyway. Padone's looking at us like, what are you psychos? Come here. Hey, come here. No, Nick, come here. I saw this on social media. He's off camera, but he's here. Can you make your two hands go in opposite directions? So here, I'm going to do it for you. Ready? So if this hand goes this way, you got to do this hand this way. Yeah, you can't do it, right? I saw it on social media. Because if you do this, that's the same direction. If you do this, it's the same direction. You got to go forward with this hand and backwards with the other one. Can't do it.
It's
Can't
impossible.
do it. Big play, big bets coming to play with Nick Padone. There he goes.
It's impossible.
Right? No, this guy did it, and he said, it's like, this is my useless talent. I'm assuming it's something you got to practice.
Glitching. My brain's just glitching.
I know, you got to practice that. I don't know how you do that. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You know, it's not crazy. A little wager tonight on Typical. Let's get to it. Our wagers for tonight. 1 point on the side of the Boston Celtics. Let's run through this. Boston coming in 10-0 in their last 10 games. 6-0-1 against the spread their last 7 games against Dallas. 7-game win streak against Dallas and a 7-game road win streak. The under seems to be the play. Boston under in 5 out of their last 6 games on the road against Dallas and under 4 out of their last 5. You flip it over for Dallas. 4 out of their last 5 games have gone under. 1-4 straight up in their last 5. 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games at home. And again, the under last 5 out of 6 against Boston at home and overall is where it's at. But what's today, Ryan?
I believe it's a fun Friday.
Dallas is 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games when played on a Friday. I don't even want to bet. Dude, I got to tell you, man, I am so apathetic to this series right now. I probably will bet the over at 210 again. I don't.
Yeah. It's been boring.
Oh, my pen. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been a waste. Guards boost. We don't have it yet. Should I say it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Guards money line. Quan hit.
No, Jimenez.
Oh, Jimenez hit.
And
Jose Yard. That's it. That's our boost for tonight. We'll post that on social later. Coming up. Actually, Pinone just texted. It might be just. It's up. All right, so go check it out. We don't have to riff the show, but no problem. Go check it out. Typical. Use that code Fontana150 Deposit $150. You'll get two $75 protected bets. What's a protected bet? You bet it, you win. Oh, you get the money. Great. You bet it, you lose. Well, you get $75 back into your account.
Plus $1,100.
Plus $1,100. Go do it right now. Tipico, code Fontana150. New customers only. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply, and you're off to the races for your cash back reward. Final thing for us, Ryan, our winner.
I vehemently disagree.
Steven Spielberg. What are you going to bitch about Steven Spielberg winning Best
I
Director?
vehemently disagree.
Who would you have voted for?
I think
Christopher Nolan.
I would have voted Nolan, Scorsese, and Quentin Tarantino over Steven Spielberg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot takes there for you. Spielberg wins it. There you go.
Did you like
Folks,
how I did Jaws?
Yeah, I did. I appreciate that very much. We're getting into Jaws season, 4th of July. You can watch Independence Day and Jaws. Those are two and I guess
Would you rather get eaten by a shark or mauled by a gorilla or a bear?
I feel like eaten by a shark is like, they're not going to finish you in one bite.
But a bear's not going to kill you in one slap.
Well, if you had to ask what would I have to fight against, I would probably take the tiger.
I didn't say tiger.
You did. You said mauled by a tiger.
I said bear.
You said bear, tiger, and I thought you said tiger.
I said gorilla first.
Oh, gorilla. That's what you said. I'm sorry.
I'd rather fight a shark than a...
That is always the last answer you give. You're on their territory.
I could just poke it in the eye.
You
hopefully.
have no prayer.
Yeah, I do.
No prayer.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Not on their territory. When you're in the water, you are screwed.
It doesn't matter, though, because if you're fighting a tiger, it's fast enough where your environment doesn't matter. Like, you're not getting away.
But I feel like I can fight off a tiger. I ain't fighting off a gorilla.
But
if it really wants to snap you in half, you're
done.
done.
And kick the shark in the eyes.
I could try to punch the tiger.
Nah, that you ain't fast enough for that.
But at least I'm on the ground. At least I'm on, you know what I mean? You get in the water, you have no prayer.
Nah,
Absolutely none.
I would beat a shark in a 1v1.
And you also have that, you're going for what? The eye. That's it. So you got to get close enough to its mouth.
Yeah.
To get that.
I'd be like, boop.
No. Well, you're supposed to punch him in the nose, too. A tiger...
You're chalked.
Yeah, I mean, you're chalked in all three of these. I would go tiger, gorilla, then shark. You have nothing. You're in the water with. Plus, you got how long can you hold your breath? You're gonna be under the water.
I can hold my breath for a minute and a half.
I would ask you to do it here, but we're out of time. Save that for next week. Folks, appreciate all the support this week. Great week for us. Follow us on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show, YouTube, same spot, and then also on Twitch, and check out our Instagram page as well. We'll do our giveaway on Monday. We're going to announce that. I'm glad Padone's here. We'll talk to that. We'll get it geared up. Have a hell of a weekend. Enjoy the golf. Get it done, guards. We'll talk to you on Monday. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana as always. Take it easy.